and thank you for attending this Public Information Center for the King Street East and Coronation Boulevard Improvement Project. Today, we gather in the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Neutral peoples. We recognize our responsibility to serve as stewards to the land and honor the original caretakers that came before us. I'm Greg Proctor, a project manager at the Region of Waterloo. Today, we will update you on the options for road improvements for King Street East and Coronation Boulevard. This virtual meeting is our first public consultation meeting in line with the regulations under the Municipal Class EA and this region's strategic objectives to encourage public consultation. All this information you are hearing about today is available on the engagewr.ca site. Please subscribe to this page for future project updates and public consultation opportunities. If you have a question at any time throughout this project, please send me an email at the information on this slide. Your comments are encouraged and welcome, and we'll be collecting all of them for the project team to review and answer. For anyone new to this project, I'll give a brief overview of the goals and objectives of this project and then turn it over to our consultant team to share the update for today's conversation. This study will look at what improvements are needed for King Street East and Coronation Boulevard to accommodate the future modes of transportation along this roadway. We will consider all road users such as pedestrians, cyclists, and motorists. This is a Region of Waterloo project within the City of Cambridge. Our project team includes transportation and planning representatives from the region and the city, as well as City Councillors Jan Liggett and Mike Mann, and Regional Councillor Carl Kiefer. Walter Fady is our consultant team on this project, and joining us today is Dan Schipper from Walter Fady Consultants. Dan is the consultant project manager for this project.
Thanks, Greg. Before we share the alternatives with you, I'd like to walk you through our project schedule. As you can see by the slide, today we are asking you for your participation and comments. As part of this public consultation presentation, we will share 4 alternatives that have been developed by the project team based on current study findings and consultation. After we collect public comments and complete our remaining technical studies, the project team will develop a preferred alternative and bring that back to you at our second public consultation meeting. Looking ahead, we will take a recommendation to Regional Council for approval, followed by detailed design, relocation of utilities, and then construction in 2025 and 2026. The scope of our project is on King Street East from Bishop Street to Concession Road and Coronation Boulevard from Concession Road to Water Street, Hespeler Road. King Street and Coronation Boulevard are 2 distinct characterized roadways. As a result, these 2 sections have been reviewed separately with 2 alternatives each. As for all projects, the first option considered for both King Street and Coronation Boulevard was the do-nothing option. In this case, the project team does not feel this is a viable alternative as the servicing infrastructure is at the end of its life, the current asphalt surface is in poor condition, and the lack of active transportation along this corridor is not in accordance with regional strategies. For King Street, a multi-use trail on the east side of the roadway and a combination of sidewalk and cycle track on the west side of the roadway have been identified as the active transportation facilities. In order to accommodate these facilities, a reduction from a 4-lane cross-section to a 2-lane cross-section is required. Taking into account current and future traffic volumes along King Street, a recent traffic impact study supports the reduction in traffic lanes to accommodate the proposed active transportation facilities. 2 alternatives are proposed for the traffic lane configurations. The first alternative illustrates a narrowing of the roadway to 2 lanes of traffic and includes left turns at Bishop Street, Bauer Street, and Concession Road. It includes a pedestrian island at Bauer Street to accommodate pedestrian movements across King Street. The second alternative for King Street illustrates a narrowing of the roadway to 3 lanes, which includes a center lane and integrates designated left turn lanes. This slide illustrates the 3-lane cross-section. Left turn lanes are required at Bishop Street, Bauer Street, and Concession Road. Pedestrian island is proposed at Bauer Street to accommodate the mid-block pedestrian movements across King Street. Shifting our focus from King Street to Coronation Boulevard, there are 2 options under consideration, which include a combination of sidewalks, multi-use trails, and 2-way cycle tracks. With the inclusion of these active transportation facilities, the roadway corridor was reviewed and 2 alternatives are proposed. The first alternative illustrates maintaining 4 lanes of traffic and reducing the width of the grass median from approximately 8 meters wide to 6 meters wide in order to provide additional boulevard space for snow storage, utility relocation, and separation between vehicular traffic and active transportation facilities. This alternative maintains much of the current feel of the existing corridor and provides openings for U-turns and access to adjacent properties. This alternative maintains traffic signals at Oliver Avenue and the hospital parking entrance. Pedestrian studies are ongoing to review the potential mid-block pedestrian crossing locations, which will be completed and presented as part of the next public meeting. The second alternative illustrates maintaining 4 lanes of traffic and the elimination of the center island. This alternative shifts the existing median space to the boulevard in order to provide greater access to adjacent properties and a wide boulevard space to allow for plantings, snow storage, utility relocation, and separation between vehicular traffic and active transportation facilities. This alternative also maintains traffic signals at Oliver Avenue and the hospital parking entrance. As outlined in the Regional Active Transportation Master Plan, it is very important to achieve a diverse transportation system. The goal of this project is to balance the needs of all users, including vehicles, cyclists, and pedestrians. The Region Transportation Master Plan calls for the inclusion of active transportation facilities along King Street and Coronation Boulevard in order to provide connection to existing facilities and improve access to Cambridge Memorial Hospital and downtown Galt. Alternatives have been evaluated by the project team to integrate active transportation while minimizing impacts to existing residents and businesses and increasing functionality of the corridor as a whole. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Greg for final comment.
Thanks, Dan. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. Now we would like to hear from you. We have a survey on the project page at engagewr.ca. Please participate and complete the survey to share your thoughts on the alternatives we have presented to you today. This survey is open until July the 6th. Please subscribe to this page so you are automatically notified of progress and upcoming consultation opportunities. All comments and information provided become part of the review process and are being collected to assist the Region of Waterloo in completing the planning and design of this project. As such, all submissions will become part of the public record and files for this matter. Thank you everyone for watching this presentation.